The government has released a very detailed guidelines for India's mass vaccination drive that will begin once the frontrunner candidates will be available for emergency use. Under phase 1 of India's vaccination drive, do remember, the government is planning to vaccinate 30 crore people, including the likes of healthcare workers, frontline workers, people above the age of 50 and those with comorbidities also who are under the age of 50. So what are these set of guidelines? Firstly, what we know so far is that 100 to 200 people will be vaccinated during each session per day. They will be monitored for about 30 minutes after administering the shots, just to make sure there aren't any adverse effects of the vaccination. The team for vaccination will consist of essentially 5 members, and if the session site has adequate logistics, adequate space available, for waiting room, for observation room, etc. There will be arrangement for one more vaccinator officer who could be added to the team of 5 for a session of around 200 beneficiaries. That is what the government math is looking like at this juncture according to the guidelines released. Also, COVID Vaccine Intelligence Network, also known as COVID, it's a digitized platform essentially. It will be used to track enlisted beneficiaries for the vaccination and anti-COVID vaccines on a real-time basis. There will be photo IDs also required by the beneficiaries. 12 photo identity cards have been, or rather photo identity documents have been identified, which includes the likes of voter ID, Aadhaar card, driving license, passport, pension documents, etc. for self-registration, once again on the COVID app or COVID website rather. At the vaccination site, now what is likely to happen? Only pre-registered beneficiaries will be vaccinated. This will be accordance to the prioritization, like I said, frontline workers, healthcare workers, people above the age of 50 and people below the age of 50 with comorbidities and complications. The states have been asked to allocate vaccine from one manufacturer to a district to avoid mixing of different vaccines in the field. All the measures will be taken to avoid any kind of exposure of the vaccine carrier, vaccine vials, ice packs, etc. to direct sunlight. Vaccines and diluents will be kept inside the vaccine carrier. The lid will be closed until a beneficiary comes to the center for vaccination. So a lot of steps and preventive measures will be taken to avoid any kind of exposure of the vaccine or the vials to the sunlight. Another important thing to note as far as the guidelines are concerned, overall, if you look at it, the states have been directed to implement an integrated 360-degree comprehensive advocacy, communication and social mobilization strategy to address the challenges surrounding the rollout of vaccines and the progress, the benefits, etc. So ahead of the approvals for emergency use, these are the guidelines that have been doled out by the government, the directives that have been given to states as well as far as administering the vaccine is concerned. But let's see what will be more additions and nuances to it, if any, once actually the action starts unfolding. Let's see how things pan out. But as of now, ahead of the approvals for emergency usage, these are the guidelines that the government has asked states and various administrators to adhere.